What's up, party people? Happy Monday. Ready to rock and roll. Chris was absolutely right. People say, are you really going to do that today? Yes.
Fascism free.
It is going to be one of those shows. Fascism free.
Suffering succotash.
Hey there, everybody. It's me. Oh, my Lord. That is crazy. It's all happening today, people. We were gone for a few days. Next thing you know, they're thinking about decriminalizing weed, knocking it down to the third.
Yeah.
How about that, huh? It's just going to be above aspirin. What do you think people will do? What do you think John Rose will do?
What do you think Mitch McConnell's going to do?
Mitch is going to be like, I can't believe they're trying to do it. Not on my watch. I don't think that's going to happen. Not today. Turtle pokes his head out. Hey, everybody.
You're not going to pull that in the bluegrass state. I'll tell you that right now.
I love that. And we don't even do weed here. Well, you guys may, but I don't. But I don't care that you do, and I think it's ridiculous. I saw that. They're going to decriminalize. If they can't say, look, this was really stupid. Nobody can just come out and be honest. Hey, guess what, guys? This is stupid. It was politics. It was awful. We've decided we're going to decriminalize it. It's not going to be a crime anymore. And we're all going to move on with our lives. But what about it being a gateway drug? We sold all the people on that. We sold the... What about the war on drugs? Well, drugs won. Did you guys ever have Red Ribbon Week at school?
I don't remember that.
What is that?
That's where, like, it was like no... Like, every day was some sort of day about...
Oh, it was a pledge.
Like a pledge. You had to wear the red ribbon. Then AIDS came along and took the red ribbon away from everybody. But before that, it was... Yeah, it was Red Ribbon Week. Oh, my God, yeah. We had, like, MAD come one day, and they bring one of the cars that got all smashed up. You ever do that?
The exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, all I remember was Nancy Reagan say no to drugs.
That's right. With Mr.
Just
T.
say no.
Mr. T?
Yeah.
It's me, Mr. T, fool. You don't want to do drugs.
Yeah.
Right?
I remember PSA that Evel Knievel did on drugs.
Oh, yeah. Don't do drugs or you'll think you could jump across something that you shouldn't be
putting
jumping across.
nitrous in your bike. You may go faster for a while, but it's going to blow up eventually.
That was so great. Oh, he tried to jump the Snake River. Went like 3 feet and then exploded.
Oh.
And the build-up to that was just
Spectacular. I always laugh, though. You go back and you see what the guys are riding today. You see Evel Knievel was basically riding he had a lawnmower engine on a tugboat. And he was trying to jump stuff. It was like 1,800 pounds of fury. Oh, my Lord.
Did you ever have the Evel Knievel doll?
I did, man. I used to put him on the motorcycle, and you put that little thing through, and you pull it out, and then and it would take off.
Yeah.
That was spectacular.
Evel slams right into the wall, gets a broken collarbone and 2 broken legs.
I used to have him jump my Stretch Armstrong.
Oh, yeah, Stretch Armstrong.
If you can jump Stretch Armstrong, you are the greatest of all time, sir.
Boy, but you didn't want Stretch to get a hold of you.
Nope. Good God, no.
He'd tie you right up.
He was a large man. I'll tell you that right now. And he was made of syrup on the inside.
Yeah. Yeah, it was red. Mine was red.
Yeah, mine was too. Like, well, we better taste it, see what it tastes like, right, guys? Like, yeah.
We couldn't get our neighbor to taste it for us.
Oh, no, that was spectacular.
He didn't have a great ability to recover from surgery.
No. Stretch did not. He'd stretch a long ways, but once in a while he'd go a little too far. You dislocate his shoulder. Next thing you know, he's leaking out of his armpit, and it's all over. Yeah. All over but the shouting.
Yeah, there was Stretch, and then wasn't there there was a monster, too?
Yeah.
Like a, looked kind of like a slee stack, didn't it?
Yeah. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, God, Stretch Armstrong was
Those
great.
were fun, man.
Stretch Arms and the Flex Fighters.
The Flex Fighters.
Yeah. So that became a cartoon. I remember that. That was spectacular. God, those were the days. Back in the easy. We didn't have to worry about the internet. Oh, speaking of the internet, did you guys see AOL made an announcement?
Oh, yeah?
September 30th is the last day you'll have a chance to do dial-up. There's 250,000 people who still do dial-up.
You're kidding.
No.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
I thought that was gone.
I didn't even think you could do that. Is it possible? How?
This must be way out in the boondocks.
I would think so, but they also say it's a lot of older people.
Well, yeah, I can see that.
Used to get those discs. He's trying to explain to the kids. So they used to send these things from AOL and everywhere. It was like 20,000 minutes of free internet.
Incessantly.
Right.
God, you'd get those just every single day.
Like, how can these people stay in business sending all this crap out? Yeah, but I was reading it. AOL has 250,000 people still use dial-up in the country. 2015, there was 2 million people that use dial-up.
I wouldn't have guessed that there was 250,000 people using AOL.
No. I got to be honest, I didn't know AOL still existed. I had no idea. I thought that went the way of like Hotmail and stuff. Remember when they got rid of Hotmail?
I did too. I thought when all that everything went down with the Time Warner merger and they became, what was it? Time
AOL Time Warner?
Yeah. That once that kind of collapsed, they shut it down. But I guess I was wrong.
I was like, those are probably the last 250,000 people that have a home phone. That's it for them.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? What are you going to do now that you have to do no dial-up? You've got mail.
That's pretty good, man.
It's just somebody says if they decriminalize marijuana, John Rose is going to have a aneurysm. It's possible. People still have Hotmail. Really? Somebody said one of my best friends is still AOL. Have you explained to them they got this new thing now? And it's called, Starlink. So we had Starlink out in Arizona. We still have it on our house. And it's so fast. It's awesome. It is incredible. Never have any issues with it. And just, you put it on the roof, you point it, and you're good to go. You're good because we lived out in the Valley of the Dirt People. We couldn't get decent internet.
Right.
Because it was in the middle of nowhere. Now they've got fiber and stuff they put in over the last couple of years. But that's how long it took them to get out there. So we got Starlink when I was doing my show from home. I'm like, I need something fast-ish. And they have been spot on and never had an issue with it, ever. It was incredible.
Awesome.
So we'll have to tell those people they can get that now. No more buffering for you. You've got mail. Can you imagine watching Netflix or adult stuff? It's buffering. Hey, baby. Oh, my God. Oh.
Hurry before the kids come downstairs.
This could take a while.
Change the channel.
The Wheel of Death. Those are the same people who still have Beta. Beta. It was going to change the world. It didn't, by the way.
It went away rather rapidly.
Yeah, kind of like DAT machines. Remember DAT machines?
They had about,
Vaguely.
15 minutes of fame, and then they were
15
gone.
minutes of fame. Because DAT was a digital audio tape or whatever it was. They were like these mini...
We got one in here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Tascam.
those where you put the little discs in them.
No, the little tapes.
Little tapes. Yeah,
They're
they were
smaller than Betamax.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was a trip. It was an absolute wacky thing. There's so many things that floppy disk come and gone.
Oh, yeah. They're floppy disk.
Floppy disk. That was great. The floppies were awesome. Got to put the floppy in, shut the thing,
Yeah.
then go in there, do that, then do this. Then you
Yeah.
had CD-ROMs.
If it
Yeah,
didn't
you're
work-
hard-pressed to find a computer that has a CD-ROM or a DVD player in it
No,
anymore.
not anymore.
No, yeah, that's gone.
That's special order now.
Yeah, if you could even find anything like that. My stepdaughter, she's my daughter. She's mine. She's 16 and she's really into she thinks VHS machines are cool. So she's got a VHS machine. She's got all of these tapes, and she'll go somewhere and she'll see a box of them. She buys them for $5, and they've got just movies from the 80s and 70s. Takes them home, and because they're fascinated. Like when I was a kid growing up, what was it? Was it the Laserdisc? Remember the Laserdisc?
Yeah.
You guys remember? So Laserdisc was the highest quality, way higher than VHS and Beta.
Also much more expensive.
Much more expensive, but it was usually, you had to, in the middle of the movie, it would stop. You'd have to go over, and like a record, you'd have to flip the Laserdisc and then put it in.
It's almost like it took its cues from the 8-track.
Yeah, it was really, they're like, this thing's going to be great and gone soon. But look how far we've come. I was telling Belle, so The only thing worth a damn that anybody will spend money on are hits on television that they know are going to be around forever, which is that comfort food and sports. And Paramount Plus just paid $7.7 billion for the rights to UFC. And if you get Paramount Plus, you do not have to pay for anything. Every fight, including the pay-per-view, absolutely free. That is going to put Paramount Plus over it. What a smart thing to do.
Man, Paramount Plus is like rocking it right now.
I know. I like Paramount Plus.
Plus, they have exclusivity on some of the bigger IPs like Star Trek.
Star Trek. They're the ones who spent all the money on South Park.
Yep.
They're also, they've got so many things because it's CBS and all of them, and they've powered it all in, and they've got what's his name, son, Ellis. The guy who runs. What the name is that? He's like the fourth or fifth richest person in the world. His son's now running Paramount and everything. So it's they spent all that money, and he's like 40 years old. They're like, here's a toy for you. Go run Paramount.
Just try not to run it into the ground.
That's a damn good thing right there. Oh, my Lord. So much stuff to get to. Uh-oh. Cookies from Target recalled in 20 states, including Tennessee. Get on this.
What kind of cookies?
Marijuana?
No. They're fentanyl cookies. No, these are they're my favorites. The sugar cookies that you get at like Walmart and Target, and they're really soft, and they have like sprinkles on them.
Right.
It's those. Those things.
What's
are so good.
the recall for? Why they recall?
They hadn't said yet, but it's not 20 states. They're recalling them. It's got to be bad. It's got to be bad.
Yeah, little bites.
Ooh. Now we have some out there already.
What?
There's some sitting on that, what is that, bookshelf right there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they better not eat them.
Well, we're going to go find out if somebody
that's 104 stuff. That's
well, I didn't put them there. I just said they're right there.
But we need to tell somebody over on GFX that they're eating poison cookies.
We will. We're going to have to go do that.
Or
let's see what happens, because maybe that's just more of a panic mode, because those cookies are my favorites. Those soft cookies. Oh, I love those.
Yeah, man, those things.
A lot of stuff to get to today, kids. We're going to get to it. What's the weather going to be like this week here, sir? I know we got some rain.
We're heating up, boys.
Uh-oh.
We
swamp
are
ass
heating
time?
up. We might have to plug the swamp ass meter back in.
Oh, I better fire it up.
Now
With my AOL.
The thing about it, though, is I'm wondering if maybe humidity is not going to be such that we have to worry about the heat index that much. But today, yeah, it looks like we better go ahead and plug the swamp ass meter in. They're talking about heat index values as high as 103 degrees today.
Oh, that's like a 4.
Yeah, that's like a 4.
Man, I hate swamp ass. Kid at school got swamp ass. Cats followed him around for a year.
That's right. WSMV said hot, muggy, and swamp ass.
Whew, then tomorrow, heat index values as high as 105.
Oh, Nelly. It's going to be gross outside. That's the best way to describe it. We're going to be here for the whole thing, kids, so be prepared.
And this week is supposed to be down to it's supposed to be a 50-degree differential in Wyoming and Montana. It's supposed to drop 50 degrees.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because of a cold front coming through.
Chilly cold front. They're already starting their winter. Where are we? Today's not too bad. I expect to get a little bit worse, but I'm looking at the rain over the next few days, and it look like we could get some rain, which means some swamp. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Muggy, swampy. So much crap to get to today. We'll talk a little bit about D.C. and the lunacy going on there. What is going on in D.C.? Pay attention, because Trump's taking over everything. We'll talk a little bit about that. We got more on Israel. We got some Russia stuff. We got some wacky, fun stuff as well. Got your urban word of the day, to name a few. If you miss any of the show, we say shame on you. Grab the podcast. We're across all social media. We're on Twitch. We're on Rumble. We're on X. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. You know where we are, people. Like and subscribe. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
So more history today. Joey Wentz is ready. We hope you're ready. And here we go. Joey Wentz likes that first call from Jim Powell.
He'll take it, and I wonder if they're going to take the baseball. I guess not. I thought that maybe that would be kind of a big one. There we go. Now we got it figured out.
Yep, they are going to authenticate it. And Jim Powell will forever get to keep that ball.
That's right. We let a woman umpire a game. What do you think now? They're going to drive?
Both teams lost?
Both teams. America lost. She did a fine job. It was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, she was 13 out of the 15 umpires that day. Hey, look, I got news for you. Umps, you guys are all going away, male or female, because we're going to have robots. That's it. She was excited. She did a fine job. Friday night was her first night. She did I think she was first base, and then she worked behind the plate yesterday.
Was she able to get home in time to make dinner?
She was. That was great.
That's Brother Bilal, everybody.
Oh, my God. That was spectacular. She was. Oh, my Lord. And then the NFL football is back. And Jacksonville Jaguars, I guess it was, said, hey, our kicker, look, the ball's on our 40. You want to try a field goal? He's like, yeah, why not?
Is it a bigger bummer that it's not going to count because it was a
Yeah, it does. It does suck, but that means we just got to go out there and make it again, right? But yeah, I was talking to Dylan. I was like, dude, does that count? And he's like, no, it doesn't. So it's unfortunate.
You still keep the ball?
Yeah, I'm keeping that ball. Heck yeah, I'm keeping that ball. Are you kidding me? Yeah, 100%.
70 yards. He broke the record. It's not official because it's not in a regular season game. To give you an idea, 70 yards, that's on your side. It's not at the 50-yard line. It's at your 40. And he made it by about 4 or 5 yards.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
He thumped that thing. And he did it in Pittsburgh, which is arguably the worst place to kick a football. How about apples or those have?
He's going to be drawing a paycheck.
Yeah. That's a...
And it will be signed by Roger Goodell.
It will be. That was spectacular. I was like, no way. Oh, my God, he's going to make... And he did. He thumped it.
Wow.
They were all surprised. First person to meet him was Travis Hunter. Was he the number 2 overall pick out there? He was like over the moon that he kicked it. I was like, there's no way. I remember as a kid growing up, you kicked the ball if you made a 50-yarder, woo!
That was a big deal.
Man, Morton
back in
Anderson
the
would kick a 52-yarder. Yeah, those guys used to run head on and kick the football with their toe. Those guys were spectacular.
Barefoot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But the guys who used to run and kick it with their toe, those guys were great. And back then, used to look and like, he's a soccer kicker. The guys that would kick him in the toe, Jim, I got news for you. He's doing pretty good this year. He's 17 for 93. He's made almost a quarter of his extra points. Now, if you miss an extra point, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Crazy.
man.
70 yards.
There's no in between for the kicker. You either make it or you don't.
Yep, no doubt. Well, it's the weird, loneliest position in sports.
It is.
Nobody likes you they like you, but they don't hang out with you, right? You hang out with the punter and you hang out the kickers, and the long snappers. Yeah. They all hang out together. That's it. And the only time anybody notices you is if you miss a kick, and that's it, or if you make a kick to win a game.
Yeah.
And that's it. No, outside of that, nobody cares.
Yeah.
No, nobody does. It is a lonely. It's like being a reliever, but if you're a reliever and you mess up, you probably have the next night, where you got to wait 7 days and you may get fired because nothing is guaranteed in the NFL.
And then you may miss more kicks the following week.
Yeah. Oh, everybody's mad at Bell. That was fantastic. Bell did it, right? That was all Bell? I thought it was brilliant.
That was all Brother Bell.
If you can't laugh, what are you going to do?
Sandra said the show. I said, Step, what up? She said, you guys remind me of a sleepover 12-year-old kid. You are constantly reminiscing, and that's a sign of depression. Is it?
Well, I've got clinical depression.
I'm having a great time. We're having a great time. That's it. That's
I like talking about my old toys.
Yeah, for those of you who listen here all day for politics, what we're doing is called laughing. It's maybe new to you. They don't do it a lot on Fox or Newsmax. We have a lot of fun here. We talk about all kinds of stuff. We could talk serious stuff, too, if you want to. But sometimes we do and sometimes we don't. We talk about life. And life is at times crazy and chaotic, and sometimes it's fun. And we like to share it that way. And none of us are depressed. Maybe Bell, but He made that comment, so he's doubly depressed as we speak. But it was hilarious, right, guys? It was
That's pretty good.
awesome. Fantastic. Coming up, maybe we'll talk a little bit about Russia. See how this thing goes. They're going to meet. It's funny how they're meeting. Everybody's meeting but the guy who's got to sign off on the deal because he's not invited. Plus, we'll talk about the crime in D.C. It's worse than anything we've ever seen before in the history of mankind. It's never been so criminalized.
The likes of which has never been seen.
Never been seen. We'll do that, among other things. Straight ahead, Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997. What city's next? Will it be New York, Chicago, Los Angeles? The danger that is. Trump is fixing crime, everybody. I want you to know that. I didn't realize that D.C. was that bad. It's been that bad for a long time. How about St. Louis? There's a bad. East St. Louis, I hear, is not nice. Not nice. There's a couple other places that you could think of. But Trump's coming in. It's going to save everybody. Are you ready for it? There we go.
And it's embarrassing for me to be up here. You know, I'm going to see Putin. I'm going to Russia on Friday.
Alaska.
I don't like being up here talking about how unsafe and how dirty and disgusting this once beautiful capital was.
You're going to Alaska, sir. That's ours. They sold it to us a long time ago. So is it nasty and dirty? Yeah, kind of. Certain areas are. Absolutely. Certain areas are, you don't want to go there. Just like East St. Louis. We used to joke, man. I went to St. Louis and we tried to get our cab guy back for Uber to take us to East St. Louis. That's where, if you guys don't remember, I'll remind you guys. And this isn't because it's depressing, just because it's hilarious. Remember Vacation, the movie, when they got lost in East St. Louis and they asked him if you could tell him where the freeway was, and he told him to go blank his mom. And then they robbed him. Yeah, that's East St. Louis.
Wow.
Yeah. Not a good thing to say, by the way. And you're not going to Russia. You're going to Alaska. I want to remind everybody of that. And this is what the left will say. Well, crime is down. Certain crime is down. Yes. And Stephen Miller came out there today. This is more dangerous than Iraq. It's not more dangerous. Trust me. You'd rather wander through D.C. as bad as it is than Iraq.
Yeah, there's not IEDs going off in Washington, D.C. that I know of.
No, there's not. So it's not as bad. There's plenty of other cities that are awful, but D.C. is our capital. And it is gnarly, and it is nasty. And they've got to do better, and they haven't done good for quite a long time. Since I was a kid, there's always been a joke about D.C. being so gross. My buddies, well, I do my other show, and it actually, so I do it out of here, right? I've got, not here, but my home studio, but our headquarters are in D.C., and they'll tell you stories about where you go, where you don't go, why it's so important to have specialized parking to get into certain things. Oakland is pretty bad. Like I said, Oakland lost an In-N-Out burger because of the crime. That's insane. Where they tell you things like, don't lock your doors on your car so people won't break your windows. Leave the trunk open. It's probably best because, well, you know, that way people don't break into your trunk and then you have to get that fixed. That's insane. That is insane. So we'll see what happens. Do I like having the feds roam the streets? No, I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not. I don't know how bad, you know, like the latest crime thing said the crime's down 25%. That's always a bit of misleading because so many places now don't even report crime. It's not even worth it. It's not. Your car gets stolen. The last 2 times we went for my son's hockey tournament in California, we drove from Phoenix to Orange County for one, and then the other one we drove to the Inland Empire, which is the original Valley of the Dirt People. The Inland Empire, our car got broken into, and then someone stole my mom's van. And my mom's van specialized because my little brother's in a wheelchair and everything. The next time I went for him, we were near Disneyland, Anaheim, decent area. Somebody broke in, stole all of our stuff. This is what's crazy. We were moving up to our room, and we came back down, and our doors were wide open. Everything was gone. We didn't report that. What are we going to report? They're not going to do anything. So that's kind of misleading about the crime statistics. If you stop prosecuting crime, arresting for crime, and people stop reporting it, doesn't mean it's not happening. It just means people are frustrated with it. Meanwhile, Trump is going to deal with the pooter, which should be rather interesting, to say the least.
The Ukrainian president is left on the sidelines of this week's meeting. Several European leaders, including France, Germany, and the UK, issuing a joint statement insisting the path to peace in Ukraine cannot be decided without Ukraine.
Yeah, it's always been a land for peace thing, and that's what it's going to be. They're going to get a decent amount of certain areas. They're going to get what they really wanted originally was they wanted to have that by the Black Sea, that warm water port. And they've got that now. The problem is Ukraine's destroyed most of their vessels. So you've got a port now and you don't have a lot of ships. And they're going to get a few things, Ukraine, but it's not going to be what they want. But before they sign off on anything, there's going to have to be okay, if I sign off on this, what is my guarantee that America and the West is going to protect us? Okay, you're not going to let us into NATO because you're not going to do that until Putin's gone. So you don't let him into NATO. Okay, that's fine. I got no problem with that. What now is the recourse if the Putin decides 3 months from now after signing it, nope, we want more? Well, there's got to be something in there and something a little bit more ironclad than what we signed in 91 or 92 when they said, hey, you guys should give up all your nukes and we'll protect you just in case. And we're like, yeah, we're behind you 100%. Then it happened. We're like, that was the other guy that signed that, not us. It's going to have to be something else. It's going to have to be us, the West. Like, you're going to have NATO behind you if this happens. Now, if you invade them, that's a you problem. If you attack Moldova, that's a you and Moldova problem. But if the Putin jumps and tries to take more, well, then we're behind you. If he does that, that's a big if.
The president has already suggested any deal would involve, quote, swapping of territories, something Volodymyr Zelensky has made clear he will not do, saying Ukrainians will not give their land to the occupier.
Yeah, you're going to have to. You're going to have to give us some of it. And certain areas of that place, let's be real, it was Russian-speaking in certain areas. It's a nightmare. And it needs to come to an end. The amount of people dying on both sides is ridiculous. And Trump's got an opportunity here to go to Alaska, sir, not Russia, and put some pressure on. Because the pressure that's come from all of his sanctions, those pressures were kind of, they had a war economy, so it's been strong. Your war economy's strong. You were able to overcome a lot of what the fear was because you had third parties that would purchase from you and either sell it on somewhere else, or they would just outright purchase from you for their own, like India. If we put pressure on them, that is going to force those people to make a decision. Are you with us? Do you want to be a part of this, the biggest market on the planet, or are you against us? We need to know. And so this is going to be an interesting situation to see how they can make this, work. Because I think if Trump leaves on Friday to Alaska and he comes home and he doesn't get at least some movement towards something, I think he's going to go harder after India and several of these other countries. If there looks like there's movement, then you have to sit down and talk to Zelensky. And I don't know how.
Well, and Zelensky's not going to come right out and go, "Oh yeah, I'll agree to all that."
Yeah.
He's got to play his cards close to the vest, but he knows he's going to end up having to give up something.
Yeah, and he has said that because you need to. You're good. It's always been a land for peace deal. Russia's, not just the whole thing about NATO and the fact that NATO's encroaching onto, Russia and their sovereignty or whatever that they're always worried about. This is also something that he feels, these guys get this stuff in their head and they think they're destined for something. Putin's always said that the falling apart of the Soviet Union was the greatest disaster in world history. And because of that, he's got this belief that he can reunite the best bits of it. And that's also he's thinking legacy and wackadoo. They all think legacy. They all do. They all think legacy. And he thinks he's going to be able to reunite some of it, even if he's got to take it inch by inch, by inch by inch. And that's what he's doing here. So it was always going to happen.
He went in. It's been 2 years, and he thought this war was going to be over in 3 days.
It would have been had America not handed them so much stuff.
But Ukraine is
they're pulling the triggers.
They're not just holding their own. They're getting some pretty serious licks in.
Yeah, no doubt. And the other thing is, if it's taught us nothing, is outside of their nuclear weapons, and who knows what those really look like, they're a paper tiger. If they had to go up right now against Poland would absolutely curb stomp them and then head straight into Moscow. And by the way, for you not keeping score, Poland is itching to get payback. They look over and they see the Germans and go, all right, you guys are coming too. And they look over and they see the Russians. We owe both of y'all a little can of whoop ass. And Poland has been the one throughout this entire time that has spent a ton of money on their military. Those guys are trained to the hilt, and they're ready to roll.
Well, and I just remember early on in the war just seeing those convoys of tanks and other Russian military assets stuck in the mud. Couldn't go anywhere.
Oh, absolutely.
Had Ukraine had any type of elite air force, they were sitting ducks.
They were sitting ducks. And what did they do? They learned how to adapt using $500 worth of drone stuff and some explosives. They've turned this into a war that it's almost World War I, where it's like house to house, area to area, from one backyard to another backyard. But he's right. Because we wouldn't give him anything. We wouldn't give him, they had a small Air Force, but it was nothing like the Russians had.
Right.
Remember when they blew the Russians with their Air Force, 2-3 months ago with those drones?
Yeah, took out, a third of their so-called stealth bombers they had? Something like that?
So that was brilliant. So it'll be interesting to see. It's the first step, and I think at some point in time there's going to be peace. Zelensky's not going to be thrilled 100%, but as long as he's got a guarantee that we will back him should something else happen, I think he'll be okay with that. Now, what does that mean? I don't know, because we were supposed to back them, back in 92 or 91 when they signed hey, give up all your nuclear weapons. And if this has taught us something, kids, don't give up your nuclear weapons. If you get them, keep them. People are less likely to do things to you then. Coming up, got an urban word of the day. A lot of other stuff to look forward to on this most festive day. Got some of your text messages as well. Man, there's some crazy stuff going out there in the world that... Next hour, we're going to do a story about, I don't know if you guys saw this. Did you see the lady at Chuck E. Cheese in California? Fantastic.
I can't wait.
It was not a fist fight. It was nothing like that. Let's just say, what are you people doing at Chuck E. Cheese doing these things? That's all I got to say. It is the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Coming up next hour, we're going to talk about crazy Chuck E. Cheese things, plus Gen Z. It's a great piece that News Nation did on Gen Z, talking about some of the wacky stuff, including the thing I've been saying, and nobody believes me. They're bringing their parents to work interviews. I'm not lying, kids. I'm not lying. They also talk about the words they use.
Now it's time for the urban word of the day. The young have a vocabulary all their own, and we break it down for you. It's called the urban word of the day.
All right, today's urban word, caught in 4K. Caught in 4K. That means you caught somebody in the act, usually online with proof, similar to having receipts. You saw with your own eyes, took a picture of it, this person and the whole thing and with the Chuck E. Cheese, that's caught in 4K. right? So you do something stupid and you think nobody saw it.
Is that like saying I got it in high res?
High res, caught in 4K, that kind of stuff. You know what I'm talking about, kids. So if you hear a kid go, man, they caught that guy in 4K, you know exactly what it is. Caught in 4K, your urban word of the day.
That was the urban word of the day. Now you know.
We do know. People texting the program. Chad, why do you always take the liberal point of view against Trump? I didn't. I was just talking about, do you want to know why DC's a mess? The same reason all these other cities are a mess. Because you have woke, insane DAs who decide that everybody has been injured by colonialism and white people and, the stuff, right? So they want to practice restorative justice. So they don't hold anybody accountable for anything. And even if there's a law in the book, they tend not to go and do anything with that law. But you're seeing across the country, Los Angeles being one where their DA, they got rid of Gascon. The guy up in San Francisco, they blew him out last year or 2 years ago. So, Chesa Bodine was the DA, and they said, yeah, this isn't happening anymore. We want you gone. And they got rid of him. They got a new mayor, actually, that is actually enforcing stuff. And so, yeah, these woke, no cash bail. Look, cash bail, if somebody is struggling and they've got some stupid thing that they shouldn't be locked up for, they're not a danger to society. Should they be locked up for a long time waiting to have their hearing? Or no, at some point in time we go, where's common sense? If you're wanted and this is your 12th arrest for attacking people, no, I don't think they should let you out. I think you got to pay some sort of bail. It's just common sense. That's what we should. Common sense policing. There's none of it anymore. I think we know that now. Coming up, hour number 2 of the program. More on who knows what. A lot of stuff. Gen Z and their insanity, which they didn't raise themselves. I want to remind everybody of that. Talk a little bit about that, as well as the Chuck E. Cheese thing, which is hilarious. Shame. That's all I got to say. Shame. Hour number 2 of the program is straight ahead. This is the Chad Benson Show.